else in society. You just do the best you can to solve the problems. I guess this helps it a little, but I still think the biggest issue is the crappy teams won't get the best players, and that's how I think you make bad good. Let's bring him in. Hall of Famer, 6 Pro Bowls, 2,100 rushing yards in a season, still the NFL record, and our analyst, Eric Dickerson. Before we, I said this earlier about the Green Bay Packers, and Greg Jennings.
I saw.
Greg Jennings
walked off.
Greg Jennings walked off the show.
Maybe I should walk off too. You didn't say I was one of the backs that played not being hurt all the time.
Oh,
I was a featured back. You didn't left my name
in your
out.
prime. You didn't get hurt.
No, I didn't get hurt. I wasn't the guy that was.
So all I said about the Packers was Bears have more talent. They have a better offensive line. They have better running backs. I like some of their pass rushers. Go back to this. I think Green Bay is a roster full. Maybe it's part of their ethos of overachievers, grinders, workaholics. Outside Aaron Rodgers, even Clay Matthews was a walk-on at USC. I don't see their world-class talent.
Well, I think, you got to go back to college doesn't really transcend to the pros. A lot of guys that play well in college don't make good pros, and sometimes vice versa. When I look at the Packers, I think of the Packers as Aaron Rodgers. I mean, as Aaron Rodgers goes, the Packers go. Without Aaron Rodgers, that team is at best 2 wins. Maybe 2.
I don't think I agree. I think the Colts.
Maybe 2. I mean, and that's it. They're one of the worst teams in the NFL without him. That just goes to show how valuable he is, really.
So you agree with me?
I agree with you. I mean, I do agree with you. I have to say that. And then when it comes down to the players, I mean, I said it last night. I said they like a bunch of plastic men. They all get hurt. I mean, they got their back hurt. They got the receivers hurt. They got the tackles hurt. I'm like, everybody's hurt on that team almost every year. Almost every. Maybe it's the cold weather. Maybe it's cold.
Oh well, it's cold. It's cold in Cincinnati and Baltimore.
Yeah, but it's really cold in Green Bay.
Okay, let me throw this out. When you were a pro athlete, and I said this, if you look at the great defensive players, the great running backs, the great NBA players, now I don't count centers in the NBA because nobody's built to be 7'2". And it's tough on your body. They all have bad feet, bad back. If you look at the great players in NFL history, they don't get hurt a lot.
Well, I'll say this much. They do get hurt, but they play. They play.
Pain tolerance.
They still play. We find a way to play. I mean, I broke my hand on a Monday Night Football game early in the game. Kenny Easley broke my hand. And I played the whole. I didn't know it was broke. I knew it was big and swollen. I played at 3 touchdowns, 150 yards. You just play. You just play. But in some injuries you can't play because some guys are just susceptible to getting hurt a lot. They really are. They have knees. They have ankles. They have shoulder, ribs. It just happens. Some guys, I call them. I say they're like plastic men.
Okay, let me ask you this though, because Green Bay fans are like, in your eyes, some guys are overachievers. They just work harder, they grind. I contend Green Bay's got a bunch of those guys. And by the way, you acknowledge you don't think they're a very good team without Aaron Rodgers.
Absolutely not. They're horrible without him.
Look at the Houston Texans. They throw Deshaun Watson on the field. Belichick eats rookie quarterbacks, and they go toe-to-toe.
They go toe-to-toe.
They got nothing but 5-star world. They look like bodybuilders.
Look, if you got athletes, and I'm talking about real athletes, guys that, sometimes it's your DNA. It's the DNA guy. I mean, your DNA is what it is. I mean, some guys are good athletes. You take the DNA of a great athlete. I'm talking about a great guy.
And I say Green Bay doesn't have many of them.
I don't see it. I mean, I'm with you. I don't see it. I mean, you think about Green Bay. Green Bay have a bunch of journeymen, guys who work hard. They play hard. They play well together.
Ty Montgomery was a receiver. They move him to running back.
I know, to a running back. I mean, I hate to admit it. Greg will probably be mad at me too, but I think they're just a bunch of journeymen. I mean, that's what I believe. I mean, Clay Matthews, I mean, he's a good player. I mean, I think he's good. I don't think he's great, but I think he's a good player. I think he's a good, solid player.
Do you know at USC he was their 4th best running back, linebacker his senior